Today, in the towering mountains of Glue and Peak, he cut an abundant amount of wood, as recorded by the windows. The tally indicated that he cut close to 3.6 million pieces. That's sufficient for the day. To answer your query about his identity, it's a rather melancholic tale to share. He was once a prominent basketball player on Earth, renowned for his talent and good looks. Life was good for him at that time. However, due to his refusal to listen to his agency, he was kicked out, leading to a downward spiral of excessive drinking and depression that ultimately resulted in his death. After his passing, he was reincarnated in King Hong Academy and became a teacher at the Runic Seal Department. Initially, upon being reborn and discovering the system, he envisioned himself becoming strong and wealthy quickly, living like royalty in this world. However, the system only tasked him with cutting wood, something he never expected. He's gained the reputation of being the best at chopping wood, but he still hasn't advanced to the open light stage. One of the students came to him with a message from the headmaster, informing him that the examination has begun and he must go to the front yard to choose his disciples. He wonders who would be interested in studying under him with his current level of cultivation. He also ponders how much the dragon has grown and feels hungry. At the enrollment plaza, a long line of individuals were waiting to become disciples of the renowned swordsman Zhang Himi. On the other hand, just as expected, nobody wants to become a student under Bai Luoqin, and he didn't even make an appearance. This made John Hemming extremely angry. It has been a decade now and the situation must change. John Hemming approached the headmaster, named League, requesting to relieve Bai Luoqin of his duties and banish him from Glue and Peak. League reminded them of the sacrifices Luoqin made for the academy by losing his cultivation and spending 10 years in the revolving light stage. Although they will never forget his contributions, at present he is not fit to teach disciples. While they discussed a polite way to dismiss him, Luoqin unexpectedly showed up and agreed with their decision. Some people were making fun of him for injuring himself to catch a small snake, but there was one person who didn't laugh. She knew the snake was actually turning into a dragon. John Hemming offered him a 5-element pill for cultivation, but with a condition. He must have at least one disciple under him, and if not, he must resign from his position permanently. Luoqin was not bothered by it, and decided to just go home, but Hemming immediately complained to the master about him. He stated that Luoqin will never have any students, and they should dismiss him. The master asked for his opinion. He didn't really care that much at all. He doesn't have a student anyway, so whatever. The master then made his announcement. Bai Luoqin will now be dismissed from the academy. But before he finished his word, someone shouted at them to stop. She was willing to be a student under Bai Luoqin's arm and learn the runic seal arts. The entire academy was in complete shock. They all tried to convince her to not be his student. He will just treat her like a maid. Even John Hemming tried to get her to join him. He would even give her the highest position that he had. But she didn't want anyone except him. She had already made up her mind. Jane Hemming was enraged. However, being a conceited individual, he believed Bai Luoqin was plotting against him, attempting to control him. He wouldn't fall for it. He was too smart to be caught in such a trap. Jiang Hemming approached the master and requested to become Bai Luoqin's pupil. He didn't care for her anyway. Bai Luoqin questioned her reason for wanting to be his student, as he didn't consider himself to be that powerful. She kept the reason to herself, but in reality, she was a reincarnated immortal who had failed in her previous life's cultivation. Wanting to gain access to the sword art department's resources, she chose to be his student. However, she didn't anticipate finding a true master. The encounter was merely a coincidence. Having been attracted by a snake that was about to transform into a dragon, a creature she wouldn't be able to defeat, even with her past life's immortality. How was the master able to defeat this mythical being? There were no objections, so from now on she would become Bai Luoqin's disciple. This wasn't what Bai Luoqin wanted, but it was too late for that. The examination had finally finished. Bai Luoqin asked her for her name. Her name was Sulu. He would do his best to teach her, but in the end, it all depended on her willingness to learn and study. After they arrived at his residence, she was puzzled as to why such a skilled master would live in such a rundown abode. Baal Lukin informed her that there were only 3 rules in this place. She must teach herself, she had freedom to go wherever she pleased, and the academy provided no resources as there had been no students in his department for the past decade. Nonetheless, he promised to provide her with the same education as other students. He gave her 2 books, one on theories and findings, the other an introduction to runic seal arts. Her living quarters, however, were dilapidated, resembling a dusty, old house. Bailuikin started cooking the snake. He was just so precise. The smell reached her in the room. It was absolutely delicious. She wondered what he was cooking, but when she saw him barbecuing the snake, she was shocked. The snake body could be used to make a legendary item. This item would be a legacy and could pass through generations. And he was just eating it like it was nothing. She couldn't hold it any longer and decided to go to him. She asked him if she could have just a small bite. His answer was absolutely no. She was about to cry, but she really couldn't eat it. She became upset, but he told her to stop. He will give her a small piece from it, but she is only allowed to just lick it. She must trust him in this. When she licks it, she will know why he refuses to give her a bite. Okay, then she will try it. And the moment her tongue touches the stick, the spiritual energy starts flowing all over her body. This is too much for her. She has already reached her maximum spirit energy in her current realm. If she takes just a small bite, she would explode to death. She thanked him for literally saving her life. He told her that she is only allowed to lick it once every day at night. 2 of the other department students were about to steal their resources. The last time, the student who tried to steal them got caught and beaten very badly, but this time, they come prepared. They have the senior brother's 1,000 days of drunkenness. A whiff of this, and they'll faint straight away. They need to be quiet. Bailuikin was giving his horse some grass to eat. He is taking care of him, and right after, it's their time to steal his precious horse. While Sulu is in her room studying the book that Bailuikin gave her, she heard some noise outside. When she went out to see what was going on, the thief was trying to steal Bailuikin's horse, but she quickly confronted them about it. But they didn't listen to her and asked her to go inside so nothing bad could happen to her. And when she refused to bend to them, one of them starts charging at her. He will teach her a lesson, but she kicked him in the face, making him fly and then hit the ground. He will use his cultivation to try again and fight her, but she still managed to kick him in the face again. Before his friend gets involved with her, Bailuikin heard the noise, got up from his bed and activated a shield around his area. It's a soundproof room, which means her master has no plan in letting them go. They are in huge trouble. After they get beaten up by her, they went to their master, whose name Zion Shang from the beast taming department. He gave them some pills to treat their injury, but he will never let this one slide. How dare she beat up his student? He was about to go to him and take his revenge, but the thing is, they are the ones who are trying to steal their department in the first place. Zion Shing will not forgive him no matter what. But in order for them to not get punished too, they need to twist the story to be on their side. They will simply say that Sulu beat up their student without any reason and then make him choose between his horse or his student. What a bunch of geniuses. In the morning, after Bailuikin wakes up, Sulu didn't sleep very well. He asked her if she read the book he gave her the last day. She was nervous and didn't actually know what to say to him. She spent all day long trying to understand the book, but she ended up just understanding only half a page. Keep in mind that to understand that kind of book, you need to use your spirit energy, but she already spent it all on only this half page. She felt sad. Her master gave her this precious book, but she only understood half a page. She told him about it, which genuinely shocked him. Did she really read and understand a half page just last night? She feels so bad for doing that, but he isn't really angry about her. In fact, he is impressed by her. He expects that she will understand 1 line or 2 at best, but instead, she understands half a page. This is surprising, and for that, he gave her a token. This token allows her to move in the library to the top where the secret techniques of the other arts are. But she already knows all these techniques from her past life. All she wants now is to read what her master gave her. She will surpass her past life doing so. But suddenly, they were called out for what she did last night. She told him that some troublemaker students came here last night, and she gave them a lesson, but she might have been harsh about it when she beat them. There is no worry. He will deal with this. He will protect her. Thousands of students and soldiers were waiting for him outside, and when he came out, 2 from law enforcement told him that his department had broken their rule. They want to take Sulu because she is the one who beat up the 2 students. Bailuakin will not let them take her, but they already have the proof, so she must come with them or else. Before anything, how did they deal with the beast taming department about what they did last night? Zion Shang told them that both of them lost their mind and started walking around other departments, and accidentally ended up in his place. Although they didn't have any bad intentions, but he still punished them. That's the case then. So Sulu also gets mad at them accidentally, and he will also punish her for that. Zion Shang told him, "You can't just go like that." But what could they do to stop him? Obviously, Zion Shang was afraid to deal with her, so he screamed at the law enforcement soldier and asked them to listen to what this scumbag was saying to him. He doesn't have any consideration for the academy rule. He asks them to bring justice for him. They land to the ground. Things will become complicated if he didn't do what they told him. If that was the case, he could remove them from Earth in just a second. Both of them started charging at him. Bailuakin told Sulu to try what she learned last night, and if things got out of hand, he would interfere. This fight would be interesting. Both of them tried their best to hit her, but she was smooth like water and slipped right through them. They were too slow for her. No matter what they tried, they couldn't manage to hit her even once. This was just impressive, but it was even more impressive that she was not only fighting them but also writing spells while doing so. She was making fun of them. They would get serious now. There was no escape from this now. But little did they know, she had actually finished the spell. She would give them a lesson that they would never forget again. Both of them released their attack at the same time. They were thinking they would win the fight, but no, she was absolutely fine. It was her turn now. She used her thunder ability and smoked both of them. They shouted at Zion Shang to come and fight with them. He was the one who brought them there in the first place. And before he could do anything, Sulu attacked him and stopped him from doing anything. They told Bailuakin, "You will regret doing such a thing to us." He responded to them and told them, "You are the ones who will be regretting coming here in the first place." He used only one finger and told them to bend, and suddenly every person was bending their knees. How he has this much spirit power? This is unbelievable. He was disabled, but it seems that he has already recovered from it. They were in real trouble, but thankfully the master called them, so Bailuakin let them leave. But for this crap dodo head, he will stay in his place until one of his big brothers comes and gets him in the castle of the beast team department. The law enforcement reported what happened back then to the vice instructor of the beast taming department, Chang Khan. He will go and deal with it personally. He told one of his students, named Iahai, to come with him to bring his idiot brother back in the morning. Bailuakin was wondering why they still hadn't come to take that piece of garbage till now. He went to see how Sulu was doing. She was practicing her spell skill. Bailuakin decided to test her. So he threw some wood at her, but she stopped it like it's nothing while still writing her spell. That was impressive. He told her that he is going outside for some time, and if this beast team department people shows up, she can use this spell. He will come back by tomorrow. The abyss of Kanwu serves as the dwelling of the Yunhuang demon race, with the realm of the demon race increasing as one descends deeper. The 12 ancestral demons, who even the Mahayana stage practitioners steer clear of, reside in the deepest part of the abyss. Bailuakin is here in search of something to aid Sulu in her cultivation, but it will be a time-consuming task. Suddenly, he then saw a young woman and realized she was from the academy. A large man was attempting to kill her. Thank you for tuning into our channel. We hope you enjoyed this video. If you're not already a subscriber, be sure to hit the subscribe button and join our community. Your support means the world to us, and we can't wait to bring you more engaging content. And if you loved this video, give us a big thumbs up by hitting the like button. We appreciate your continued support, and we'll see you in the next video.